we are going to be moving on to our second round, that is the myth or fact round. So I
Mm-hmm.
will be giving you statements and you have to tell me whether it is a myth or a fact. And if it's a myth, please correct it. Okay.
Okay, sure.
So let's begin with our first question. Is it a myth or a people believe that deep ocean is a cold, dark, and almost lifeless void? Is this true?
I would say it's partly true. It's definitely cold, it's definitely dark, but it's 100% not lifeless, right? There are various organisms that stay down there, and if you just like look up at any ocean documentary which talk about the deeper depths of the ocean, you would know which organisms stay over there. So I would say it's a partly myth, partly fact. But yeah, it's definitely cold down there because you're deeper, you're more closer towards a curve and stuff like that. But no, it's not lifeless. You would see different organisms down there, very different ecosystem as compared to what we have on the surface. So yeah, you definitely need to know more.
Is most of the plastic pollution found swirling in our ocean comes from people throwing trash directly into the water from beaches or from boats. So where does it really come
Again, I would say it's partly true because even though people do that, I would not say that's the only reason that we are having the pollution, right? Like if you just take a step back and if you talk about waste disposal in general, are we good at managing that? So I don't think so, right? So I would say it's a myth. But again, you should be thoughtful about what you're doing, and again be mindful about what you're throwing out there because that's just gonna come back with you, and we see that at our beaches every rainy season. You might be seeing that now. So just be thoughtful about what you're doing. But I would say, having proper waste disposable management, I think that's the really key important factor here that plays the role in the pollution. If I have to just talk about trash pollution, yep.
uh, only the large, impressive marine animals like whales, dolphins, and sharks are truly important for maintaining healthy ocean ecosystems. Tiny creatures, they do not play a significant role. Is this a myth?
No, no, that's a myth. Because if we just go back to our school and if every one of us has studied the food pyramid that we have, right, like the triangle that we had of the food energy and the energy pyramid, we would know that all of these organisms that you mentioned are apex predators, huge organisms that stay at the top of the cycle and the pyramid, right? uh, but that is not how it works, right? There are marine organisms, marine plants like the algae, the phytoplanktons, which are the basic components of the marine ecosystem. If I have to just talk about marine ecosystem, right? And if we compare that to a land, if we talk about trees, grasses, that's the baseline of uh, the land ecosystem, that the terrestrial ecosystem that we have, right? So similarly in oceans, it's really important to also have those baselines, and that's how you kind of like build on it. It's similar to if you're building a house, you should have a base for it, right? And definitely whale sharks, the apex predators, the sharks, the whales that you were talking about are at the very top, so consider that as a terrace of your building, right? But no, you definitely need those pillars, you need those baselines. You need that roof to kind of like stay on top of it. So that's an entirely myth. Yep.
Moving on to the last question, there is a phenomenon that is known as the sea turtle crying. So, when you see a sea turtle crying with what looks like tears, does it mean that they are upset about something?
That's a funny question. No, it's a myth. It could it could be true if it's an animated movie, but that's not raw. That's not true. It's a myth. So in like sea turtles, like they are reptiles. And we have a process. If you just talk about any animals, every animal has a process called osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is basically you kind of maintain the ions and the salt level in and around basically in your body, right? So similar to that, reptiles have that system as well. And in order to excrete, because they also drink a lot of salt, they, like when they are having food, as they are surrounded by ocean, the water is going to, come in. And in order to basically excrete the excess salt, I think that could be one of the reason that the phenomena exist, but it's definitely not related to tears. I would say it's definitely salt tears, but not tears from any emotions, like how we humans do. So yeah.
Okay, that was the last question. And finally, do you have a message for our audience?
Yes. I would just like to say, studying in this field and being in this field for so long had just made me realize that you should just be respectful about what environment is around you. I think a lot of people don't think about it when you are looking at the nature in just that sense. So just being respectful about what's around you and keeping the importance where it should be, rather than just like, just having that as a backseat. I think that doesn't help a lot in a long run. And lastly, I would just say, just be hopeful about whatever career you choose. Like, I feel when I started with marine biology, or even now when I when I sit here and talk to you guys, you might think I might not have heard about things which people talk in terms of, oh, that's not a good career, you would not earn money through that, or what it's gonna do to you, or like how is it gonna help to the earth in general. But um that is not how you should pursue with it. I think you should just listen that and take that as the motivation that you would need to continue and excel in your career. And just do what your heart desires. If you think I could be a better engineer than a doctor, just be it. I thought I would be a better marine biologist, or maybe someone working for the nature, or encountering wildlife, as compared to probably being an aeronautical or any engineer as of now, right? So just pursue what your heart desire. And as far as you have a support system behind you, I think, I'm sitting here, I'm doing things that I do for research, but I know there are various compromises that my family, my siblings, and people around me have done in order to make me a huge success, right? So um, just being mindful of that, just knowing that that is always there and it's gonna always be there with you. I think that's really important. But anything apart from that, and anything that could just hinder what you're doing, rather it be thoughts, rather it be people, rather it be situations around you, I think that should just be at the doorstep and not closer to you and in your heart. So just just stay with that, be kind to everyone around you. I think, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was so insightful talking to you and this interview, especially. I think it's a very apt that this interview is our first for this volume. Harsh, anything
Oh,
you'd like
thank
to
you
say?
so much. It was so fun to meet and given this opportunity to to talk about the science that I do and how did I had come into this whole thing. Of course, I now see, when I just when we just came to the end of it, I just like now see what are different things that I could have talked about. But that's again, like you said, right? It's a very vast topic, and it's related to anything, right? Like we take any topic and it's gonna be bigger than we think. But yeah, again, thank you so much to you guys, to your organization for giving me this opportunity. And I hope I could do more things like this, and you guys could do more things like this in future.
Harsh, anything you'd like to say?
Oh, the interview was amazing, ma'am. Like hearing all of your experiences about the water. It was just, I kept replaying that ZNMD scene of scuba diving and how like it is so surreal. and magical. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think this interview is kind of like that. And the entire time I was thinking of what are the things that I could do to be more informed about the marine ecosystems. And one of the things which I felt, okay, so we have this thing where we go to the beach and see sunsets. So an additional step that we could do is maybe explore the ecosystems around it and, get informed about it and as well spread awareness about it as well. So yeah.
No, but I would like to say I'm a big sunset shipper. So if I see sunset, if I see a full moon, if I see a moon blooming, I would stop and explore, like stop my exploration and look at that. Like I have done that various times, but that like you said, it could be just one day when you are exploring stuff, and then the rest of the days you could
Yeah.
just watch sunset, or vice versa, anything that you would like to do. So
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you could take that from this interview. What about you, Vibha?
Thank you
I
so
would
much.
I would be interested to know about that.
Okay, so while talking to you, I remember this one specific memory that I have. So I think 8 years back, me and my family we had been to Mauritius, and there I had gotten the chance of doing that underwater walk, not exactly like a scuba dive, but the fantastic this
Yeah, like the
underwater
sea walk.
yeah, sea walk. And I just remember the moment I was underneath the water, I could not hear anything. Nothing. There was no pressure and everything. I just remember the world was quiet, and I just remember the people and everything out in the water. I think that was one of the best memories. That was one of my best memories. And when I'm talking to you, the thought that we used to see that blue water, Nemo-like fishes, that corals. I mean, I still have those corals around my house inside water from back then.
You
Yeah,
shouldn't. So it's
I
okay.
know, I know, I know. But those are really
Yeah,
corals
that's
that
I think
come from
that's
the